What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I know that by doing this video, I might kill that earlier notification / progress from today's Market Watch, so one sellout before we get into Dogmatika lore happening in pictures. Amanda Lapalm has 3 new things up on her site. She has the Akiza limited sleeves. These will be a limited quantity, not a limited time, so they'll be going, gone. Also, the Silent Mommy Field Center as well as sleeves. And finally, I've never wanted Chaos Emperor Dragon to blow up on me or BLS to attack me twice, with this metal field center makes me want that to be fulfilled. So code What's Good 5 for 5% off on Amanda's awesome art and these new projects / products she has up. And let's go ahead and get into the lore. Professional live editing done cheap. So we have DESPIA archetype reveal. Alba's bizarre adventure continues. Corrupt religious figures, who would have guessed? And we're starting off with Despian of Comedy, a dark fairy effect, level 1 0/2000. That's a typing I like Konami getting into. Dark fairies, I do enjoy that. You can only use either of this card's name's first or second effects per turn, and only once that turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-up Despia card or cards you control quick effect, you can discard this card and negate that effect. So it protects from targeting specifically. Not the worst hand trap in the world. I wish it destroyed on top. Let's see if this card's in the graveyard. That's what we're looking for. Quick effect. You can tribute a fusion monster, special summon this card. What fusion monsters are you going to want to be giving up and tributing like that? There has to be something in an archetype that works with that. Like, oh, I guess I can dodge something. It's an option at least. It's kind of a weak hand trap and then kind of a weak graveyard effect depending on how this plays out. We have Despian of Tragedy, Sag. Dark Fairy effect, level 1, 400. You can only use this card's name's first or second effect per turn and only once that turn. So again, you're only activating one effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect, you can add 1 Despia monster from your deck to your hand, except by Despian of Tragedy. That's allure power right there. Allure, banish, free cards. Feels nice in any deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Stigmatika spell / trap in your graveyard, then set it to your field. Not Dogmatika, Stigmatika? Interesting. We've got Albert, Jester of Despia, a Dark Fairy effect, level 4, 1800 or 0 if I had to guess. Maybe a Searcher as well, but we already have one. You can only use the first or second effect per turn and only once that turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Stigmatika spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Weird. It's like Konami recycles designs. It's kind of fun though. If a face-up fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, and if you do, negate the target's effects until the end of this turn. So it specifically has to leave by battle, so you can ram a card to trigger this, or leave by the opponent's card effect. At least you have some control over this effect, and it's something they have to consider when tearing apart your field, I suppose. Still no destruction on the negation, though. Are we out of the era of negating and destroying? Dragmaterigia of Despia. I'm just murdering things at this point, probably. Dark Fairy effect, level 8, 3000 / 1500. You can only use this card's name's first and second effects once per turn. Looks a lot like Evil Maximus, but I can't click on it to make it larger. If a fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster or monsters is special summoned, you can target 1 effect monster on the field, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So that's a trigger, right? So that would include your opponent doing these actions, right? If on the field, special summon. Okay, so that should include the opponents. If this card is used as a material for a fusion summon from the hand or field instead of the graveyard or banish, you can special summon it. That's some invoked power, although his attribute is dark. And then I'm guessing this is his reborn form. We were talking about how we don't know like how this is going to play out, but I was already assuming this would be Maximus's new form, and being used as a fusion summon does sound like part of it. Light Fiend fusion effect, 2500. Any Despia monster, or a light or plus a light or dark monster. So any Despia monster and then a light or dark monster. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn each during the main phase quick effect. You can change the attack of all face-up monsters currently on the field to 0, except level 8 or higher fusion monsters till the end of the turn. That's kind of powerful, actually. I mean, Utopia Beyond's been around for a while and that sort of stuff, but, like, that is not a bad effect. If this face-up card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can add to your hand or special summon one DESPIA monster or one Fallen of Boz. Of course, buyout's happening right now as I speak. Please don't buy out all Boz. Rise of the Duelist is confirmed for the Megatons. Don't get too overly hyped. Like, when are we actually getting this set? Hello? Yeah, but from the deck. So special summoning from the deck is pretty good, and it sticks an archetype or goes to Elbaz, weird enough. And then Despian Proskinium is a Light Fiend fusion effect, level 11, 3200, 3200. A Despia monster plus 1 light monster plus 1 dark monster. So maybe you have, I don't know, you're including like Ecclesia and then Elbaz. I don't freaking know at this point. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you can target one Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster in your opponent's graveyard, either banish it or special summon it from the field. So it would have to properly be summoned to be special summoned to the field, obviously, but banishing it could be pretty huge. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to them equal to the destroyed monster's original attack or defense, whichever is higher. That's, so it burns when it attacks. It has huge attack. The special summon effect's probably the most relevant one when you're talking Link monsters, usually special summoned properly, Xyz that people go with. I think this effect is actually pretty darn relevant, and the second one is just a bonus booster, and it's still huge level. We've got Despia, the Stigmatica Theater, so there's a Stigmatica spell. This is a field spell. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn each. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand, or field this fusion material completely generic. Hello? That's pretty freaking cool. So you have a generic field spell, not once per turn for level 8 or higher fusion monsters. That's really awesome. If a face-up non-fairy monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field by opponent's card effect, you can target one level 8 or higher fusion monster in graveyard, special summon it. So this gives more purpose to that recursion I was talking about earlier. I swear I'm react-andying, by the way. I have not read any of these cards, but the guy earlier I was saying, like, okay, so you get some estimated value of ramming and being able to do things. Well, now there's an extra bonus to that as the game progresses. Stigmatica Curtain Rise. Quick play spell. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn. Discard one card and add to your hand or special summon a defense position a Despia monster from your deck. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the rest of the turn after this resolves, except fusion monsters, so it locks you. If a fusion monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So a little bit of protection as well as an out-of-deck played card into the field of play. You have multiple searchers this way. I don't think it's only on normal summon, normal or special. Good wording. So you have an engine that's actually doing something, all dark, so you can play a lure. You can even put, from what I'm seeing, no restrictions on invoked in here and actually mixing with some of the typings of lights and darks. I like where this is headed so far as a deck, but it does feel like another mix with invoked fusion deck so far. Also, in terms of lore, maybe this is like his second form. I can't quite tell because something else fuses and it looks way deadlier and still goes around all the typing. So it seems like he levels, Maximus levels up again, and then like final form of evil maybe? I'm not too sure, but I can't wait to read some lore and hear what you guys have to say in the comments section about how wrong I was, because I actually like learning what's going on in these cards. But it looks like evil, final boss, castle, crazy things happening. Is this the end for the, lore with the Dogmatika and all this trail, or is it still going to continue past this point? We'll wait and see. Thanks for watching this video. I was about to say this market watch. I am so beat into doing market watches. I'm tired. I know so many things are changing right now and it's important to keep up. I just want to do some other stuff like this and upload some videos that aren't price up, price down. Here's why. Crazy things. I enjoy this. And a friendly reminder, Amanda's art is up over on her site. This is Amanda Lapalm art, code What'sGood5. I would simp for this even if I wasn't sponsored, and I have. I've literally bought her stuff cash out of pocket. Great to partner with the channel, support the channel, as well as buy something awesome for yourself.